Democratic Senator Al Franken is up for re-election next year. So far, there are 4 Republican candidates launching significant campaigns to challenge him. They are State Representative Jim Abler, St. Louis County Commissioner Chris Dahlberg, State Senator Julianne Ortman, and joining me here today, businessman Mike McFadden. Mike, thanks for being here.
Well, Tom, thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Among all the people I just mentioned, you're the only one who is somewhat of a political novice. You have not run for public office before, so people might not know a lot about you. We do know you work in the financial services industry, do a lot of mergers and acquisitions. But tell us something else people might not know about Mike McFadden and about why you want to run for the U.S. Senate.
Well, Tom, I'm a father. I have 6 children. Mary Kate and I have been married for 22 years. We've been very blessed. And I'm running for the U.S. Senate because we can do better. We need better leadership in Washington, and we need better leadership in this state. We have $17 trillion of debt. The government in Washington is spending out of control. This is the 4th year in a row where they've spent almost $1 trillion more than we've taken in. It's not acceptable. We can do better. Education, which is a big passion of mine. We spend more than anybody in the world. Yet we have nowhere near the top education system. We're 17th in the world, 49th in math and science. We can do better. And then the most recent example is Obamacare. We have a healthcare issue in this country, Tom, but Obamacare is not the solution. We absolutely can do better.
Now, you have obviously been an ardent opponent of the Affordable Care Act. Will that be a primary focus if you were to be the candidate chosen to run against Al Franken? Is that something that you would use as a marquee issue against him because of his support for that?
Tom, absolutely. As I'm out talking to Minnesotans, I can share with you that they are extremely frustrated and they're mad. First of all, the president and Senator Franken did not tell them the truth. They're not able to keep their health care insurance. There's 140,000 Minnesotans that lost their insurance in the last couple of weeks. I was at an event last night, and there was a young man, Tom, 29 years old. He has diabetes, just lost his insurance. He had to go and replace it on the exchange. It's going to cost him twice as much. And Tom, he doesn't have that money. He's very, very frustrated.
What is your alternative? If the Affordable Care Act is not workable, and every Republican in lockstep says it's not, what is the viable alternative? Because I think you do agree that we did or do have a health care crisis in this country.
We do, Tom. I've run a business for 20 years, and the fastest growing line item on my income statement is health care expenses. So we need to address it, but the right solution is to do it state-based and have it be market-based. You think about this great state of ours here in Minnesota. We have the best health care minds in the world, not just the country. Between Mayo Clinic and a university system, medical device, we have the largest medical device industry in the world, and we have the largest healthcare services company in the world in United Health Group. Let us solve it here. It starts with costs. We have to drive down costs by increasing competition and accessibility. People with pre-existing conditions have to have access to health insurance.
Now, your Democratic opponents are going to point out that you've been in this mergers and acquisition business, and that through that business there have been times companies have had to be downsized, jobs have been lost. What is going to be your response to that?
Well, Tom, what I like to say is if you're going to sell your house, hire a realtor. If you're going to sell your business, hire me. I've sold businesses for 20 years, and it's the predominant, my clients predominantly are small and medium-sized businesses. And those are the growth engines of this economy. Those are the job creators. And those businesses, our small and medium-sized businesses, are the ones that are getting strangled by regulation. The most recent example of which is Obamacare. I was with a former client in Mankato the other day, and I was with his insurance agent. And the insurance agent was telling me of 4 examples in the Mankato area. These are all businesses, 25 to 50 employees, where their health care premiums are going to go up 40 to 80%.
So when you go into these mergers and acquisitions, or selling a business, you're not looking to downsize. You're not making operational decisions. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Tom, absolutely correct. We make no operational decisions. We're just representing the entity that's being sold, just like when a real estate agent represents a homeowner when they're selling their home.
Now, your Republican opponents have been saying you haven't been participating in some of the forums they've done, and that you've been keeping kind of a low profile, although you've been raising quite a bit of money for your campaign. Why have you been keeping kind of a lower profile? Now that we're within a year of the election, Are you going to start getting out there more?
Yeah, well, Tom, as you know, I'm not a politician, and I'm very proud of that. I think one of the biggest issues we have in this country is we've created a professional class of politicians, and I don't think it serves our country well. I'm working as hard as I possibly can, and we have been around the state. I've been down in Marshall and Winona and up to Duluth and Detroit Lakes and St. Cloud and all over the Twin Cities, Redwood Falls for a Farm Fest. We'll continue to do that, and I look forward to traveling our great state. But I'm running against a candidate, Al Franken, who's the top fundraiser in the Democratic Party for senators. He'll raise $20 million. So the reality is we need to go out and amass the resources to run a competitive campaign so that we can beat him.
And just 10 seconds left. Will you abide by the endorsement process, or are you going straight to a primary?
I'd love to get the endorsement, Tom. We'll work hard to get it. But we have to beat Franken. We have to run the best candidate to beat Franken. I believe that's me, and as long as I continue to believe that, I will stay in the race.
All right. Mike McFadden, he is a political newcomer, some fresh blood, as they say, in the
Yes.
political arena. Best of luck to you. We'll see you on the campaign trail.
Thank you, Tom.
All right, Mike McFadden.